Step up, let it shine, open up, free yourself, be one with your inner guidance and follow it, regardless of how scary, regardless of how uncomfortable, regardless of your silly little stories that are going on in your head. This is your day. Be bold, say yes to yourself, be that. Yes, be all of that. You are listening to Turn Your Soul On Radio. I am your host and visionary doctor, Dr. Brandy Victory, and my mission is to assist high-achieving women in closing the gap between feeling unfulfilled to living a life on fire. It is time, ladies, to champion our own lives and turn ourselves on. This is Living Victoriously, ladies. This is how you turn your soul on. Hello, beautiful people. I am so excited to be with you here today. I am just embarking on a 16-week journey for myself, and I'm just really excited to share with you what's happening for me behind the scenes here and actually to invite you to join me in it. It's a really informal situation. Me and a friend of mine, she's also another functional medicine practitioner, Laura Cox. She's in Wisconsin, and she's awesome. And we put this together for ourselves so that we could just kind of hold each other accountable, because I have some things I focus in on. She has some things she wants to focus in on. And we thought, well, why don't we just invite all the women we know to be a part of this yumminess, okay? Because goodness knows that it's not always easy to hold ourselves accountable. And right now, at this very moment in time, is the most powerful time that you can claim for yourself what it is you want to create. And the reason why I say that is because we're right between the holidays. We just finished up with Thanksgiving, and we're coming up on Christmas and New Year's. And I am sure if you're anything like me, you probably ate a lot of food for Thanksgiving, maybe didn't do as much exercise as you normally do, and might be feeling pretty crappy from the whole thing. I'm personally not feeling crappy anymore, but I was for a few days, okay? I'm here to tell you that. And honestly, I cooked 3 different Thanksgiving dinner recipes, and all 3 of them had coconut sugar in them. Okay, I had nothing savory that I cooked, and I was cooking up my meals or my recipes, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm literally using 2 whole bags of coconut sugar in 3 recipes. Okay, this is insane. All right, so yeah, at least it wasn't processed sugar. That's a great thing, and at least it was all gluten-free and dairy-free and all that good stuff. But it's sugar nonetheless, right? And it still takes its toll on our bodies. So, yeah, one of those recipes was a banana nut cake that I make. This is the 2nd year I've made it in honor of my grandmother. It was her recipe. However, I will say she didn't use coconut sugar in her recipe. She would probably just fall out of her chair if I told her how I butchered up her recipe, because when she taught it to me, it was like it's a banana nut cake. And so the bananas, you actually mash them with a fork until they're shiny. And you make your own buttermilk with milk and lemon juice. And so there's all these things that you know, grandma does, right? That I kind of butchered up because well, obviously I used coconut sugar, and then I made a quote unquote buttermilk with almond milk instead of real milk. But it came out so good. That cake is a hit. Last year it was a hit with everyone, and this year it was a hit, and I had my fair share of that cake. Plus I had these amazing sweet potatoes that I made a new recipe. Apparently it was the recipe from some steakhouse, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. It's their recipe apparently. I don't know, but it was fantastic. And you know, I'm kind of over eating coconut sugar on that level. All right. And maybe you're feeling the effects of your Thanksgiving as well. And I have a feeling that you've probably got parties and other events that are going on between now and Christmas and New Year's that it's, at least in my past experience, it seems like it could be a little bit overwhelming, and there's so much going on. It's really hard to focus in on our own well-being because we're just like, screw it. I'll just wait till next year. I'll just wait till my New Year's resolution, and I'll start something new, you know? And honestly, if you give up on yourself right now, you need to go take a look in the mirror, okay? Seriously, I'm not joking. Go look in the mirror right now and ask yourself if that's really what you want to do, All right. So I started this 16-week challenge for myself because I actually pretty much do this every year right at this time, because it gives me the fortitude to make it through the holidays without getting myself in too much of a bind. Like in the past, when I was 12 sizes bigger than I was now and had all those food disorders and eating disorders, between Thanksgiving and New Year's, I could gain 10 pounds really easily. Like really easily. It's not a joke. And I don't want to do that because I don't feel good when my body's like that. And it's because I don't feel good about how I've been treating my body, okay? There's nothing wrong with being bigger. It's everything for me wrong with not treating myself well, not loving my body, not taking care of myself, not honing my craft, which comes through my body. So our bodies are the primary original point of manifestation in this realm, in this world. And if we're not like keeping our stuff tight, like really helping ourselves become the best we can be in every given moment, then what we're putting out into the world is really diffuse and watered down and not as powerful as it could be. And I know each and every one of you want to be creating from a place of power. So this is why I'm having this conversation with you. Today happens to be day 4. Yesterday, obviously, was day 3. And day 3 happens to always be my challenging day, no matter what I'm doing. If I'm doing something like this, that's a little bit more organic, or even just like a 10-day cleanse or a 21-day cleanse, anything I've kind of like encapsulated myself in for any amount of time, the 3rd day is just hard. Plus, yesterday, my 3rd day, was my hardest day at work. I'm working for another doctor, and it's a long, hard work day. They're not my patients, so it's not exactly the type of person I would want to be working with. But right now, it's suiting me perfectly to be in that office. And my goal is to be out of that office in the next 16 weeks. So that's another reason why I'm doing this challenge, because I'm just honing it all at once, like everything, all my financial goals, my work goals, my physical goals, my fitness goals, my nutrition goals, my wellness goals. Like it's all encapsulated in these next 16 weeks. Because you've probably heard me say before, I'm a 100%er. Like everything I do, I'm in 100%. I'm 100% dysfunctional, or I'm 100% functional. I'm 100% into a relationship, or I'm not into a relationship. I never dated a guy twice. Like that's just my personality. I'm just all in, or I'm not in. And I'm all in right now. I'm all in. And I would love for you to join me. Okay, it would be so much fun. And Laura and I are doing this together, and it's totally free. Like there's no cost at all. Just jump in with us. You can join me on Facebook. We have a private Facebook group. I'll be posting live on my public group. We've got a Marco Polo that we're setting up so we can all chat as a group, as a team. All right. Yeah, it would just be fun to have you. All right. So here I am on day 4, right? Feeling so much better, right? And I'm just thinking about my day ahead. I've got a really glorious day today. Today is Tuesday. It's my favorite day of the week. It's my creation day. It's my podcast day. It's also the day when I'm going to go meet up with some people, some new women that I haven't met before. They're kind of new to me. They're doing great work in the world. One lady, she works with horses, and I mean, I just can't wait. And tonight, I've got a networking group with a businesswomen's networking group that I've been going to for the last 2 years every month, right up here in my little hometown in the mountains. And this month is kind of like our holiday celebration month, and it's being hosted by Augustine's Winery here in Netherlands. And Augustine's is just this cute little winery. She has Colorado wines there. It's just a beautiful little spot. All the women in the group are amazing. I can't wait. And there's a free glass of wine being given away, right? I'm just kind of like, okay, what am I doing today? Because I have a lot of fun coming up today, and I need to be clear about how I want to see myself moving forward through my day and how I want to feel about my choices at the end of the day, okay? So the question arises, will I be drinking alcohol tonight? Because that's Augustine's Winery. It's a cute little spot. I just would love to let loose with my girlfriends tonight. But the real reality is I'm not going to, okay? And I've gone through this conversation over and over in my head a few times. Like, so last year I didn't drink, probably because I was doing the same kind of 16-week thing that I do after Thanksgiving. And, I'm thinking, well, last year I didn't drink. Maybe I could just do it this year, or it's just one glass, or, oh, it's a social and I don't drink at home, or, gosh, it'd be so fun to just hang out with my girlfriends and have a glass of wine and not really care about stuff like that. So these conversations do happen in my head. And I am rising above that right now because I've made a commitment to myself that these next 16 weeks are all about me. This is like I am carving something new out for my life, for myself, and for the people that I serve, okay? So this is not, there's no question whether or not I would drink. Now, I'm not saying I won't drink anytime during these next 16 weeks. However, I had a glass on Thanksgiving Day, and I plan on having a glass on Christmas. So I just want to really make sure that that those are my parameters. That's it. Those are my parameters, and that's what I'm sticking to because I know that that's going to make me the best I can be. I don't have a problem with drinking. As a matter of fact, I used to have a problem with drinking. Seriously, okay? When I was younger, I had to quit drinking alcohol completely. And I would just remember going out. I was young. I was in my early 20s. And I remember coming home from work and we were going to go out that night. It was like a Friday night or something. And I stopped and I thought, well, I'll just get a wine cooler on my way home. So I stopped and I got a wine cooler and I drank it on the way home. And I have an hour drive home from that job. And before I got home, I was thinking, ooh, I should drink another wine cooler. And then it dawned on me, what's that about? Why do I need to drink early in the evening before we even go out? Do I need to get a buzz on before we even go out to get a buzz on? I mean, it wasn't making any sense except for the fact that I have alcoholism that runs through my family. So I am really cautious about alcohol particularly. And, I decided in that moment in time that I was just going to quit drinking. So I did. And I did not drink for several years, actually. And I know the challenge that comes up for people who would prefer not to drink, but their friends are drinking or their family's drinking. And I'm going to tell you what, you have the right to take care of yourself any way that you want to. And when you're under pressure like that, or you feel pressured, it's all in your head, okay? Who cares what they think, honestly? However, there are a few little tricks that I have that I used to do. I don't really care anymore, but it used to matter when I was younger and my friends were like, oh, come on, drink with us, So what I would do is I would have the bartender pour me a glass of Pellegrino in a really pretty glass, so not the regular old water glasses, but get it in a wine glass and put a shot of cranberry juice in it, and maybe even put a slice of lemon or maraschino cherry or something in it so that it's pretty and you feel good about what you're drinking and you look like you're having a drink if you're worried about whatever everybody else thinks, But beyond that, I still get my drinks in pretty glasses because I love the way it makes me feel to drink out of a pretty glass. That's all there is to it. So, it was years that I didn't drink. And then I started doing a lot of work on myself, and I started working with my teachers, I should say. There's been several. And they helped me remove the subconscious emotional pattern that kept me stuck in that place where I felt like I had to keep drinking. So I've actually worked with other people who were regular drinkers that wanted to quit drinking or had eating disorders and things like that, because really that's just a pattern in your nervous system. It's a subconscious pattern. It's a program, just like a computer gets programmed, and we can delete those programs and upload a new program. I mean, it's really that simple, but we got to work at it. And that's what I now do with my patients, because there's nothing like being able to delete a faulty program or a dysfunctional program and reprogram yourself with whatever it is you want to really create in your life, so you don't have to keep hitting your head against the wall and wondering why you keep doing it, right? So it's just really an amazing work that I've happened into, right? It all happened by the grace of God, that's for sure, because I had no idea that work even existed, and it just landed in my lap. So, and I'm just sharing that with you just so you know, if you're having any kind of angst around drinking or the food or standing up for yourself or, claiming your power for yourself, that we can work through all that bullshit, okay? It's bullshit stories and you don't have to do it. And I'm telling you, don't wait till New Year's, okay? Do not wait till New Year's. Living a passionate, purposeful life, playing my best game, dying with no regrets is what I'm all about. I want to be able to lie on my deathbed and go, yes, I was fucking awesome. I did my best. I overcame so much. I shared so much. I helped so many people. And that's what I'm creating for myself. So it's time for you to let go of the things that are holding you back from allowing yourself to have the same thing. Letting go of the addictions, letting go of the fears. So we have addictions to so many things: food, drugs, alcohol, social drinking, TV, media, Facebook. We have fears around success and failure and the unknown and what they will think about me, that whole piece around wanting to give up drinking but afraid of, the peer pressure. That's just really a fear of what they will think. And, truthfully, who the fuck cares, really? Like, seriously, all right? It's your body, it's your life, it's your time, all right? Step up, let it shine, open up, free yourself, be one with your inner guidance and follow it, regardless of how scary, regardless of how uncomfortable, regardless of your silly little stories that are going on in your head. This is your day. Be bold, say yes to yourself, be that. Yes, be all of that. Go look in the mirror again, okay? If you haven't done it yet, make it your first. Go look into the mirror, right? And seriously, look into your own eyes and see that power in yourself, okay? See the power in yourself because you have it. It's there. It's beautiful. It's wanting to rise up. There's going to be lots of parties. So sit down with yourself, pre-plan your actions. See how you're going to show up before you get there. So just like I did today, I'm like, okay, what do I have on my agenda today? Who is it that I'm going to see? What do I want the outcome of those relationships or those experiences to be? How do I want to feel about how I'm showing up? And what choices do I want to make while I'm there? And how do I want to feel at the end of the day? And the more you do that, you're just going to create your day before your day even begins. And it's going to give you the power to do whatever it is that you're choosing to do. So when you're in that space and you're thinking about those moments, those, okay, I'm going to go see Mary and I'm not sure, I've never met her before and I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but I definitely want to learn more about her horse therapy or equine therapy and what that's about. And maybe there's a way that we could possibly collaborate. So I'm going to look for that collaboration piece and hopefully that works out. And if it doesn't, that's okay too, right? So I'm just planning that. And how cool would that be to have this collaboration happen with this woman? I've actually done some equine therapy. I've done it myself, but I've also taken groups to equine therapy, and I've worked with an equine therapist with my groups, my women's groups. So I can totally see that this is possibly going to happen. And if it doesn't, that's okay. And if it does, that's going to be so fucking badass. I can't wait. And it feels so good. So get into the emotion of the feeling that you want to create in each of your experiences throughout the day. Let that emotion land in your body and enjoy it, okay? If you are wanting some support and would like to dive into creating your own challenge for yourself, I highly encourage you to join the You Create Your Life challenge. You Create Your created life challenge. We just named it last night, so I'm still trying to get it down. Your created life challenge. So that just means you're choosing what you want to create and stepping up to challenging yourself, allowing us women to hold you accountable and to support you and to cheer each other on through this journey that we're doing with each other. And I've already started, as you know, so join me. It will be so much fun. All right, love, big love to you. Love your day, love yourself, love your life. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you for tuning in to another awesome episode of Turn Your Soul On Radio. If you're enjoying the show and it's making a difference in your life, I'd be super grateful if you'd head on over to iTunes and leave a heartfelt review, which is a tremendous help for the growth of our show. Feel free to leave any suggestions or questions in your review, or you could shoot an email to us at admin@drbrandyvictory.com. I'd also like to invite you to become a deeper part of the Turn Your Soul On Radio community. You can do that by joining us in our private Facebook group, Turn Your Soul On. I'll leave a link in the show notes for you, and thank you so much for being here today. Live victoriously, ladies, and turn your soul on.
This podcast is for information purposes only. Dr. Brandy Victory is not a medical doctor, and the views and statements expressed on this podcast are not medical advice. This podcast, including Dr. Brandy Victory and the producers, disclaim responsibility from any possible adverse effects from the use of information contained herein. Opinions of guests are their own, and this podcast does not endorse or accept responsibility for statements made by guests. This podcast does not make any representations or warranties about guest qualifications or credibility. This podcast may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products or services. Individuals on this podcast may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to herein. If you think you have a medical problem, consult a licensed physician.